What's up, YouTube fam? This your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and we back with another video. Today, we are going to be talking about Baltimore's finest, Mrs. Jada Pinkett Smith. Let's get right into it. Jada Pinkett Smith was born Jada Corinne Pinkett on September 18, 1971 in Baltimore, Maryland. Her parents are Adrian Banfield Jones, now Norris, who was a head nurse at an inner-city Baltimore clinic, and Robso Pinkett Jr. was her father, who was a contractor and ran a construction company in Baltimore. Jada's mom was a teenager when they had Jada. They were married and divorced several months later. Jada is of Jamaican and Bajan descent on her mother's side, and Jada was raised by her mother and grandmother, Marion Martin Banfield, a Jamaican-born social worker who served in her community in Baltimore. Banfield noticed her granddaughter's passion for the performing arts and enrolled Jada in piano, tap dance, and ballet lessons. By the time Jada was in high school, she was growing up in the Park Heights neighborhood in West Baltimore. She was attending Baltimore School for the Arts for drama and dance, where she met and became close friends with Tupac Shakur, who also attended the Performing Arts High School. Jada recalled her time living in Park Heights as a war zone, where guns and drugs became the norm. Jada shared that when she met Pac, she was a drug dealer and in the streets. However, her drug hustle was short-lived because she said something bad happened to her and she got out of the game, while her friend and classmate Tupac was getting deeper in it. She never really elaborated on what bad happened to her, and a lot of people speculated that Jada and Pac had a romantic relationship. However, that was far from the case, Jada said when she was asked about their relationship. Jada said it was all about survival for the both of them. They built a bond based on the need to survive, and that's it. Jada said Tupac had her back and she had his, and it was a relief knowing that someone would always have her back in regards to survival in the streets. After Jada graduated from Baltimore School of the Arts in 1988, she attended North Carolina School of the Arts for 1 year before dropping out to head to California to pursue her career as an actress. Jada was determined to make her name for herself in Hollywood, and she said her first headshot was quote-unquote ghetto. Jada said she had super long nails with her name and the guy's name she was dating at the time painted on it. Despite her unrefined and rough around the edges persona, Jada attempted to land a few roles early in her career. By 1991, Jada landed her breakout role as Lena James in the hit TV series A Different World. That role catapulted Jada onto the big screen with her first feature film, Menace to Society, in 1993, playing the role of Ronnie. She also starred in The Inkwell, Jason's Lyrics, and Low Down Dirty Shame the following year. Her commercial success came when she played alongside Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor, and her most notable role is Stoney in Set It Off. Jada has starred in over 20 feature films and many television shows, including the Matrix sequels, and is currently shooting the 4th installment of the Matrix series that is set to be released this year. Besides acting, Jada has also had a career in music. She was a part of a heavy metal rock band called Wicked Wisdom in 2002. The band toured for many years and also performed at Ozfest, which I read is a pretty big deal when it comes to that genre of music. Now, in 2005, Jada's name did come up in a federal drug conspiracy case because her name was found on one of the deeds on a home she bought and co-owned with one of the alleged members of the Rice Organization. The home was seized as a part of the assets taken from the organization during the indictment. The home was purchased back in 1994, right after she had done Menace to Society. She paid half the down payment and the organization's member paid the other half. The house on North Caroline Street cost about $22,000 at that time. Jada's lawyer stated that Jada had forgotten all about the property because her accountant was paying her half of the mortgage payments and not her herself. Jada had reportedly known the defendant in the drug conspiracy case for 10 years prior to purchasing the home with him. He was an acquaintance from back in the day that worked at the post office. Jada was never involved in the initial investigation and never faced any charges. Through her attorney, Jada said that the purchase of the home was an investment she thought at the time would be beneficial to her financially. Jada has also been credited as a screenwriter, producer, talk show host, and businesswoman. She is actually co-owner of the hairline Carol's Daughter, which is Black-owned. Jada has a production company with her husband of almost 24 years, Will Smith. Her and Will executive produced the sitcom All of Us, which was based on aspects of their family dynamic. Jada got married to Will Smith in 1997 in Baltimore, Maryland, more precisely Lutherville. They dated for about 2 years prior to their marriage. Jada and Will have 2 children, Jaden and Willow, and Jada is also stepmom to Will's son Trey from a previous marriage. Jada initially met Will while auditioning to be his girlfriend on the hit show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. However, she lost the part to Nia Long because she was too short. Now, obviously, Jada had left a lasting impression on Will because she eventually became his soulmate. Jada and Will's marriage has always been a topic of discussion in pop culture and blogs, whether it's about them having an open marriage or Jada's recent admission to an entanglement with singer August Alsina while she was supposedly separated from Will Smith. This situation is what caused Jada to bring herself to her own talk show, Red Table Talk, to open up about the relationship between her and August. She stated that she was trying to heal August and realized she needed healing herself, and that's how she ended up in the entanglement, and that Will never gave August permission. He just assumed so because the couple was amicably separated. Now, despite all the controversy surrounding Jada and her family, from their religious views and preferences to how they raise their children, the Smiths always seem to be under some type of scrutiny and judgment. Regardless of public opinion, Jada seems to always stay true to Jada. She has said she has no problem not being liked, and that when you start focusing too much on whether people like you or not, that's when you start trying to be what they want you to be. Jada has also had many philanthropic endeavors, including donating $1 million to her alma mater, Baltimore School of the Arts. She also has a foundation with Will that targets to help inner city youth in Baltimore and surrounding areas. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Will Smith, I'm not gonna lie, but Jada has always been one of my favorite entertainers, starting from her role as Lena James in A Different World. There was something so authentic and real about that character that I resonated with, and I'm sure other young Black girls did too. Despite how far deep in Hollywood, Jada is in, it's not hard for me to still pinpoint that girl from Park Heights. It's just a rawness that comes through despite many years in the business. Jada and her family is literally what you would consider Hollywood royalty. Jada has talked about how she had to come to the realization that she didn't have to raise her children the way she was raised because they have a completely different life than she did. I guess you can say you can take the girl out of Baltimore, but you can't take Baltimore out of the girl because, hey, that's the Baltimore way. Alright gang, thank you guys so much for listening. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Tap that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Comment, tell me what you think down below. Thank you guys again for listening. I'm out.